බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි တတိယံ පි බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි တတိယံ පි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි တတိယံ පි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ပါဏာတိပါတာဝေရမဏီ සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි อดินนาดานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิกาเมสุมิจฉาจาราเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิมุสาวาดาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิสุราเมรยมัจจปมาดัฏฐานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิතිසරණේන සන්ධින් පංචශීලම් ධම්මං සාදුකං සුරක්ඛිතං කତ୍වා අප්පමාදේන සම්පාදේත සමන්තා චක්කවාලේසු අත්‍රා ගච්ඡන්තු දේවතාං සද්ධම්මං මුනි රාජස්ස සුනන්තු සග්ග මොක්ඛදම් ධම්ම ශ්‍රවණ කාලෝ අයං බදන්තා ධම්ම ශ්‍රවණ කාලෝ අයං බදන්තා ධම්ම ශ්‍රවණ කාලෝ අයං බදන්තා නමෝ තංස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දන්ස නමෝ තංස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දන්ස නමෝ තංස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දන්ස කිංසෝද විත්තං පුරිසංස සෙන්තං කිංසෝ සුචින්නෝ සුඛමාවහාති කිංසෝ හවේ සාදුතරං රසානම් කතං ජීවින් ජීවිතමාහුසෙට්ඨං සන්දේද විත්තං පුරිසංස සෙන්තං ධම්මෝ සුචින්නෝ සුඛමාවහාති සංචං හවේ සාදුතරං රසානම් පඤ්ඤා ජීවින් ජීවිතමාහුසෙට්ඨන්ති සදහවත් පින්තුනි අද දින කීර්ති මහත්මයාගේ නිවසේහි තමන්ගේ ස්වාමි දියණිය ඥාති මිත්‍රාදීන් දරුවන් කවුරුත් ඒක රාශී කරගෙන ඊටාම වටිනා කළගුණ සැලකීමේ පින්කමක් සිදු කරන්නට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන අවස්ථාව මීට වසරකට කලින් මිය ගිය දයාබර පියතුමා ජස්ටින් උපසේන මහත්මයා සිහිපත් කරලා එතුමාට පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා පිණිස සිද්ධ කරන පින්කමයි අද දින මේ සිද්ධ කරන්නේ. පින්තුනි මෙවැනි පින්කම් වලට බුදුදහමේ කියන්නේ කළගුණ සැලකීමේ පින්කම් කියලා. බුදුහාමුදුර දේශනා කළා කළගුණ සැලකීම ඊටාම වටිනා ගුණයක් විදියට. මොකද සියලුම ගුණ දහම් වල පදනම කළගුණ සැලකීම කියන එක. ඉතින් අපේ දෙමව්පියෝ කියලා කියන්නේ පින්තුනි අපට ජීවිතයට ආදර්ශයක්. ආදර්ශය කියන වචනේ තේරුම මොකද්ද? ආදර්ශ කියන්නේ කැඩපත කියන එක, කණ්ණාඩිය කියන එක. අපේ අම්මා තාත්තා දෙන්න තමයි අපට ලොකුම කැඩපත ජීවිතේ. ඒ ඇගේ ගතිගුණ දිහා බලලා තමයි අපේ ගතිගුණ දිනු කරගන්නේ. ඒ විතරක් නෙවෙයි. එයාගේ මුළු ජීවිතයම අපට අපේ මූණ දිහා බලන ලොකු කණ්ණාඩියක් වෙනවා. ඇයි එහෙම කියන්නේ? අපේ අම්මා තාත්තා දෙන අපි කුඩාම කාලේ හරියම ලස්සනයිනේ. හැබැයි ඒ ලස්සනට ඉන්න අම්මා තාත්තා දෙන්න ටිකෙන් ටික අපේ දැස් ඉදිරියේදීම ටිකෙන් ටික වියපත් වෙනවනේ. ඒ අම්මා තාත්තා දෙන්නා ටිකෙන් ටික එක්තැන් වෙනවා, ලෙඩ වෙනවා. ඒ අම්මා තාත්තා දෙන්න ජීවිතය අත්හැරලා යනවා. පින්තුනි අපේ අනාගත ඉරණම තමයි මේ අපේ අම්මා තාත්තා දෙන්න නිහඬව අපිට කියන්නේ. ඒ අම්මා තාත්තා දෙන්න දරුවෝ හදනකොට දරුවෝ දිහා බලාගෙන හිටියේ, දරුවෝ ලොකු වෙනවා බලාගෙන සතුටු වෙමින් හිටියේ. හැබැයි දරුවන්ගේ ලස්සන බලනකොට අම්මට තාත්තට මොකද උනේ? අම්මා තාත්තා ටිකෙන් ටික වියපත් වුණා, ටිකෙන් ටික වයසට ගියා. අපට කොහොමද වෙන්නේ? අපටත් ඒකම තමයි. අපි දරුවන්ගේ සුරතල බලන්න, දරුවන්ගේ ලස්සන බල බල ඉන්නකොට අපේ අතට දන්නේම නැහැ හැරමිටි අතට ඇවිල්ලා. පින්නතුනි, ඒ දෙමව්පියෝ අපේ ඇස් දෙක ඉදිරියේදී මේ ඒ අය ජීවිතයෙන් සමුගන්නවා. මෙන්න මේ ආදර්ශය හරියට පින්නතුනි අපේ ජීවිතය ගැන බලන්න පුළුවන් නම් අපේ ජීවිතේ හුඟා පාඩම් ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන්. අපේ ජීවිතය අප්‍රමාදී වෙන්න අපේ දෙමව්පියම ලොකු ආදර්ශයක් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් ඒ දෙමව්පියන්ගේ හොඳ ගතිගුණ තිබුණොත් අපිට ඒක ලොකු ආදර්ශයක් ජීවිතේට. ඉතින් මේ අය හුඟක් වාසනාවන්තයි. ඉතින් හිරන්තිනවන මහත්මිය තමන්ගේ අම්මා තාත්තා දෙන්න හුඟක් හොඳින් රැක බලාගත්තා. ඉතින් අම්මට සලකන ගමන් එමිය ගිය පියතුමා ආයුධයෙන් කරන්න පුළුවන් ඉහළම ඥාතික ධර්මය තමයි මේ කරන්නේ. ඒ ගැන හුඟක් සතුටටපත් වන්න. ඉතින් ඒ පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා පිණිස අප මේ ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණය කරද්දී අද අපේ ධර්ම දේශනාව සඳහා මාතෘකාව වශයෙන් තෝරාගත්තේ ත්‍රිපිටකයේහි සංයුත්ත නිකාය කියන පොතේන විත්ත කියන සූත්‍රය. Now we are going to explain a very special discourse in Buddhism which comes in Samyutta Nikaya. Today I am going to explain the discourse of treasure, Vitta Sutta, the discourse of Vitta. It explains a treasure or wealth that we can develop in our life. One day Buddha was in Jetavana. One of guardian deities came to Buddha and asked a question. Explaining stanza or verse, he asked 4 questions. You know, Buddha was the teacher not only for the human beings, he was the teacher for gods or guardian deities, angels. And especially at night, some celestial beings came to Buddha and asked some questions. And as the result of asking some questions, they understood the world reality and they could attain some kind of spiritual developments in their mind. One of guardian deities, one day he came and asked 4 questions. He asked that, Kinsoda Vittang Purisassa Settam. What is the highest treasure or wealth of a man? That is his first question. What is the highest treasure or wealth of a man? That is his first question. The second one he asks, Kinso Suchinno Sukamavahati. What practice well brings happiness? That is his second question. The third question he asks that, Kinso have sadhu tarang rasanam. What is really the sweetest of taste of a man? That is his next question. The fourth one is, Katan jivin jivita mahausettam. what way of life is the best way of life? These are 4 questions that I ask, that that guardian deities ask those questions. The first one is, what is the highest treasure of a man? What is the best wealth of a person? The second one is, what is the second one? Kinso suchinno sukhamahati. What practice well brings happiness? The third one, what is the really sweetest thing in the world? The fourth one is, what way of life is the highest way of life? පළවෙනි ප්‍රශ්නය තමයි, ලෝකේ තියෙන වටිනාම ධනය මොකද්ද? මනුෂ්‍යයාට තියෙන උතුම්ම ධනය මොකද්ද? What is the highest treasure of a man? දෙවෙනි ප්‍රශ්නය තමයි, කෙනෙකුට සැපගෙන දෙන්නේ කොහොමද? කුමක් දිනු කිරීමෙන්ද සැපගෙන දෙන්නේ? What practiced well brings happiness? The third one, Kinso have sadhu tarang rasanam. ලෝකේ තියෙන හොඳම රසවත්ම දේ මොකද්ද? What is really the sweetest one in the world? Fourth one, Katan jivin jivitamaha settam. What way of life is the best way of life? For these 4 questions, Buddha explained the answers. The first one, what is the highest wealth or treasure in the world? Buddha says, the confidence is the highest treasure of a man. Confidence. It is a short answer. I will explain it. And the second one, what is the second question? What practice well brings happiness? Yes, very good. Very good boy. What practice well brings happiness? Buddha says, practice Dhamma brings happiness. ධර්මයේ හැසිරෙනකොට සැපත ගෙන දෙනවා. The third one, what is the highest sweetest thing in the world? Buddha says, the truth is the sweetest one in the world. Fourth one, Katan jivin jivitamahu settam. Living by wisdom is the highest way of life. ප්‍රඥාවෙන් ජීවත් වෙන එක තමයි ඉහළම ජීවත් වීම කියලා කියන්නේ. දැන් මෙතන කරුණු 4ක් විස්තර කරනවා. අද අපි ධර්ම දේශනාවෙන් කරුණු 4ක් විස්තර කරන හොඳ අවධානයෙන් ඉන්න. පළවෙනි කාරණය තමයි, today we are going to explain 4 things in Buddhism which are very important in the path of liberation. On the path of liberation. How we get rid of suffering and how we achieve the real happiness in this life. In this stanza, in this very short stanza, there are 4 qualities that explain which we should practice in our day-to-day life that leads get rid of suffering and to achieve the final bliss of liberation. The first one is saddha or confidence. That is the first one. The second one, Dhamma. Dhamma is the second one. The third one, Satya. Fourth one, Panya, wisdom. Can you remember these 4 things? First one is Saddha or confidence. Second one, Dhamma or Buddha's teachings. The third one, truth, very good. Fourth one, wisdom or intelligence, Panya. These 4 things that we are going to explain. What is the confidence that Buddha has explained? In primary level, we can say, in everywhere, when we do something, we should have some kind of confidence in our life. For example, when we go to a doctor, actually we have confidence in that doctor has this kind of experience or qualifications. That is why we are going to a doctor. when we go to a school or college, we have confidence that there are enough qualifications and teachers and professors. When we are in a classroom, we have a confidence that, those professors have enough qualifications. That is why we are sitting in a classroom. On the other hand, when we live at home, we have confidence about our parents. That is why we live together. Actually, we believe birth certificate. How do we know our birthday? Did you research it? We believe it in confidence. How do we believe our parents? Did we do DNA research? Actually, we believe our parents in faith. A lot of things in our life we believe in confidence. But how about we are going to ask Dhamma? How about we are going to practice Dhamma? We always criticize. We have no enough confidence. Unfortunately, that is why we have no chance to go on this path. Especially, yes?
I don't mean to interrupt, but didn't Dhammagaru say that do not accept what I say because your parents say it is so, or because your teachers say it is so, because society says it is so, but examine it for yourself and then see whether it is true or not, and then practice it. Would the process of examining it be considered a lack of confidence? Can you explain that to me, please?
It means that, please can you explain that, yes, in Sinhala? Yes, you are correct. It is not a blind faith. When we practice Dhamma, by practicing Dhamma, we can see the result. Then our confidence gradually increases. But at the very beginning, we should have some kind of confidence. If we don't have confidence at the very beginning, we can practice it. We can see the results. It doesn't sound we should have a blind faith. Buddhism has criticized the blind faith. We should have the understandable confidence. But at the very beginning, we should have some kind of confidence. Then little by little we go forward. When we see the results, gradually our confidence increases. Okay, we will explain a lot of things. Okay, this is the first thing. Confidence is very important. Saddha. Saddha means, it doesn't sound forever we should have confidence. When we go on the path of liberation, when we see the results, our confidence is over. When we go to a place where you didn't go before, first of all, you should have confidence about the address. First of all, you should have confidence about the GPS. Then when you go to the destination, when you reach to the destination, your confidence is over.
But is there also something to be said about caution? For example, you lock your car or your house before you go out, because, and does that show a lack of confidence that you won't get robbed?
Please explain it. No, it doesn't. In Buddhism, we have to practice both things. Not only confidence, we have to practice wisdom too.
Yeah.
Both of them are together. We should be practicable in our life. We are going to explain 4 things, not only confidence, but the Dhamma and truth and also wisdom. Wait, when we are going to explain 4 things. In Buddhism, we have to develop not only faith or not only kindness, but we have to practice intelligence, wisdom. Both should be together. If we have only one thing, if we have only loving kindness or compassion, sometimes we may be mad. If we have only intelligence or wisdom, we may be cunning. Both of them are together. When we go on the path of liberation, we should practice both things. Both are very important. Actually, you can ask questions after I finish.
Right.
You are good. Actually, I encourage you to ask questions. It is very good. But when we explain all things, most of your questions automatically are solved. Okay? Thank you for your asking. The first thing is that confidence means, first of all, I explain in our common life, in our day-to-day life, we practice confidence a lot of times. That is need. Actually, it is needed in our life. Especially here, the Buddha says, what is the confidence? The confidence in the triple gem. We mostly believe the triple gem, which they are the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. What is the Buddha? Buddha is not only the physical body, but we believe in Buddha, that Buddha's enlightenment, Buddha's understanding. When we go on the path of liberation, first of all, we should have confidence about the Buddha's enlightenment. That is why we practice it. The second one is the confidence of the Dhamma. Dhamma is well expounded. Dhamma is visible result, immediately effective. When we practice Dhamma in our day-to-day life, through practicing Dhamma, we can see the results in this short life, not only hereafter. The third one, Sangha. Sangha means the Buddha's noble disciples who practice this message and who gain the result in this life. If we have these three things in confidence that little by little we are ready to go on the path of liberation, the confidence is very important. But at the very beginning, we don't go to research, but Buddha encouraged to ask Buddha's enlightenment. Buddha never told that not to ask any question like other religions. Buddha always encouraged people to ask Buddha's enlightenment, Buddha's Dhamma. Buddhism always says, come and see, not come and believe. Ehi passika. One of the qualities of the Dhamma is ehi passika, come and see, not come and believe. See means, how do we see it? Practicing through our life. When we practice it through our life, we can see the results in this life. That is the very special thing. Other religions, there are results hereafter. But the special thing in Buddhism, when we practice Buddhism, we can see the results in this life, not only hereafter. That is the very special thing. Buddha says, this is the highest treasure. Confidence or Saddha is the highest wealth. What that it says, highest wealth? In our life, sometimes we say for our children, my gem, my jewelry, my diamond, my rattarang, we say. Why do we say that? Because they are more important, more valuable for our life. When we think about them, we are so happy. When we think about our children, we are so happy. That is why we say them as gems, as jewelry, as diamonds. Sometimes in our life, sometimes we say somebody like my gem, my jewelry, but later it may be changed. This is the nature of our life, that we associate with some people. But when we get these three things, the triple gem as gems, we never change our confidence. Day by day, our confidence gradually increases. What is the reason? Buddha had no mistakes. Even Mara, one of the deities that Mara, he followed Buddha 6 years. Concerning Buddha's qualities, finding Buddha's fault. But he couldn't understand any kind of mistakes from your life, from Buddha's life. Mara could read others' mind, but he couldn't find any kind of mistakes from Buddha's life. On the other hand, Dhamma means, what is the Dhamma that Buddha says? It is not Buddha's personal idea. Dhamma means the world reality. Buddha says very clearly, a Buddha appears or not in the world. This reality is forever. We respect Buddha because he realized this truth by himself. That is why we respect Buddha. But Buddha, especially, he explained very clearly, this truth doesn't belong even to me. This is the world reality. The Dhamma is the world reality that Buddha realized by himself. Whether a Buddha appears or not in the world, this truth is forever. The Sangha means Buddha's noble disciples who achieve some kind of spiritual steps, such as Sotapatti, Sakadagami, Anagami, Arhat. There are 4 kind of spiritual statements that those spiritual steps are permanent. They never go back. Those are the permanent qualities. When we have confidence for the people who are enlightened, our confidence never go away. That is the nature of the confidence of the triple gem. When we think about Buddha, Dhamma or Sangha, what happens to our mind? Our mind is very calm and quiet. We have no jealousy, we have no desire, we have no anger. Our mind is full with happiness. There are some people who are so faithful. Actually, they do everything giving the priority to these triple gems. When they build a house, they think where I put the Buddha statue, where I should prepare dana when monks come to our house. There are some faithful people. When they even buy a car or vehicle, they think how suitable it is going to temple. When they buy some clothes, they may think what is important, which are suitable to go to temple. We do everything concerning the triple gem. If we have this confidence, it is not just a blind faith. It is a understandable confidence. Then as much as we practice this kind of doctrines in our life, we have confidence, and also our courage gradually increases. The reason is, when we practice it, our happiness gradually increases. That is why we have this confidence. This is the first thing that we should have. As much as we have saddha, confidence, it means our mind is full with happiness. Always we think about Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Sangha, the noble disciples are together. We live with noble disciples when we always think about Reverend Sariputta, Moggallana, Visakha, Anathapindika. When we think always about them, actually we are living with them at home. If we don't think about them, what happens to our mind? What we think about? We think about the politicians and other robbers and other things. We have nothing to think about, which are very important. If we have these things to think about when, then our mind is very pure and calm. That is why Buddha explains Saddha as a treasure or wealth. This is the first thing, Saddha. It is very important. The second one is Kinsu Suchinno Sukhamavahati. What practice well brings happiness. What Buddha explained? What is the Buddha's message? When somebody asks you, what is your religion, what Buddha has explained, what is your answer?
The middle path, peaceful path.
Yes, these are the doctrines that Buddha has explained, but there is a very short stanza that Buddha has explained. In one stanza, we can explain what Buddhism is. What is that stanza? Yes, very good. Sabba papa sakaranam, kusala supasambada, sacitta paryodapanam, etang buddhana sasanam. Actually, everybody should know this stanza, learn by heart. You should learn by heart this stanza. This is very important. This is the common stanza. Every Buddha who appeared in the world, which has explained in the world.
This is avoid unwholesomeness, and is it avoid unwholesomeness, go towards wholesomeness, purify your mind?
Yes, very good. The first one is sabba papa sakaranam, not to do any evil. The second one, kusala supasambada, practice good, do good things. The third one, sacitta paryodapanam, purify one's mind. This is the Buddha's message. This is not only our Gautama Buddha's message, this is the message of all Buddhas who appeared in the world. The first step that Buddha explained, not to do any evil. Why do we not do these things? Evils in our life. Actually, whatever we do, that bad deeds, suffering comes to our life. That is why we should not do bad deeds, evil in our life. The second one, practice good. What is the good deeds that we can practice in our life? All good qualities can be included into three meritorious deeds. What are the three meritorious deeds that we can practice? Yes, very good. Dana, Sila, Bhavana. Practice in generosity, practice in morality, practice in meditation. When we are generous, our mind is very pure and calm. Always we are ready to offer something to others. We have washed our hands to offer something to others. We practice, we start to practice generosity from our home. If we have our parents, we offer that we have earned righteously. Little by little, we develop it in our life. The second one is morality or discipline in our speech and behavior. The third one, meditation. If we can practice at least 5 minutes loving kindness meditation, we can reduce our anger. Anger is the main reason why we suffer, why we have stress. If we can practice loving kindness in our day-to-day life, be sure we can reduce half of our stress in our mind. We can reduce 50% stress if we can practice loving kindness. May all beings be well and happy. As the result of practicing loving kindness, as soon as we look at a person, as soon as we see a person, we mention that person as our only son or daughter. Then we have no problems. Always we are ready to help others. Always we are ready to forgive others. We don't go to criticize others if we have this concept. That is why we should practice these kind of deeds in our life. Buddha says, practicing merit means decorating your mind. We do a lot of things to decorate. We decorate our physical body, our clothes, our vehicle, our house. We do a lot of things to decorate outside things. But what do you do to decorate your mind? These are the things that we should do to decorate our mind. The main reason whether we are happy or not is our mental condition. If we can keep our mind very pure and calm always, then our all things are successful. That is why always we try to purify our mind. Buddha's third advice that purify one's mind. Especially by practicing meditation, we should clean our mind. We should keep away our mind from negative thoughts, unwholesome thoughts. What are the negative thoughts? Unwholesome thoughts. Jealousy, desire, anger, delusion. These are the things which disturb our peace of mind. If you honestly respect your life, if you love your life, please try to purify your mind. This is the way how we get rid of suffering. This is the Dhamma that Buddha has explained. First thing that we have explained, we explained that confidence or Saddha. The second one is Dhamma. Dhamma means, what is Dhamma that Buddha explained? Not to do evil, practice good deeds or wholesome deeds or merit, purify one's mind. These are the three advice that Buddha has explained. If you know only these things, that is also enough. You can be proud of being a Buddhist. Actually, you are so lucky. Not only understanding of these things, but we should practice in our day-to-day life these three things. That is very important. The third one, Satya, the sweetest one in the world. What is the truth that Buddha has explained? There are both truths. First of one is conventional truth. The second one is ultimate truth. What is the conventional truth? These are the things, the material things that we use. These are the conventional truth. Our body, these flowers, cups, these buildings. These are the things as conventional truth. But it is not the real truth. What is the real truth? Yes, what is the Dhamma? What is the deep meaning of ultimate truth? Now these things are very beautiful. Actually, now we can see the beauty because of several reasons, many reasons. Because of light, because of electricity, because of our consciousness, because of our eye. When all things are together, we can see this beauty. How about that when you put off the switch? You can see this beauty? No, we can't see. When we close our eyes, then can we see this beauty? No, we can't. When we are living in this house, if you think in somebody who has blamed you, then can you see this beauty? No, you are thinking about that person, you are angry. You can't see the beauty of your life. Actually, we have this experience because of several reasons. This experience arises in this moment. It doesn't come to the present moment from the past. This experience doesn't go to the future from the present. This experience arises and ceases at the moment. This is the ultimate truth. But because of ignorance, after experience, we think that still it is happening. When somebody has blamed you, as soon as you meet that person, what happens to you? You may get angry suddenly. What is the reason? Sometimes that person has forgotten that incident, but still you are thinking. As soon as you meet that person, your mind suddenly goes to the past. And you live in the past experience, then you get angry. Because of ignorance. If we can overcome ignorance, then that is the real truth. Then you can see the beauty of your life. Then the fourth one, wisdom guides us to how we get rid of suffering. First we explain Saddha or confidence. First of all, we should have confidence about Buddha's enlightenment, his message, and also his noble disciples. The second one, that we should have clear understanding what Buddha has explained. The third one, we should know what is the truth, conventional truth and ultimate truth. Actually, conventional truth is not the real truth. It can be changed any moment. For example, now you may say that this is a monk. Then as soon as I die, what you say me? Dhammagaru? No, this is a dead body. Actually, according to conventional truth, you may think that this is a person, but as soon as I'll die, you may not tell that this is a person, this is a dead body. This is the nature of the conventional truth, but ultimate truth is forever. It cannot be changed. That is the nature of the ultimate truth. Wisdom guides us how we get rid of suffering and what is the nature of the life. Wisdom is the most important thing that we should develop in our life. Wisdom and tranquility or mindfulness are together. These are very important. Now, this is the most important time. You should be sensitive. Wisdom is the most important thing that we should understand. In Buddha's period, time, that there were some persons who were at the age of 7. They could understand this reality. Yes, like actually Bhante Rahul attained enlightenment after 15, but there were some monks like Sopaka Sunita, they attained at the Nigrodha, Dhammagaru, they attained enlightenment at the age of 7. Actually, if we are intelligent, if we have practiced some qualities, intelligence, in our previous lives, we are able to realize this truth. What is the wisdom that Buddha has explained? As I mentioned before, actually this moment, what is this moment? This moment is very refreshed, very new. This experience, sometimes you may think that it is same to our past, but actually this present experience is new. According to our senses, 6 senses, every moment our mind changes, our senses changes. According to conditions, always we have new experience. For this understanding, first of all, we should develop mindfulness. Mindfulness is very important, that Buddha has explained to practice at the very beginning. What is the mindfulness that Buddha has recommended to practice? Mindfulness is living in the present moment. We mostly live in past or future. Then, if we are ready to live in the present moment by practicing concentration meditation, samatha meditation, again and again we train our mind to live in the present moment. By practicing loving kindness, especially by practicing breathing meditation, we try to focus our mind this moment, present moment. Our proficiency, our skillfulness completely depends on how far we are clever to live in the present moment. When we recite Itipiso Gatha, our mind, what happens to our mind? It goes here and there. If we can recite Itipiso Gatha with mindfulness, how nice it is. But we mostly live in the past or future. Buddha says, our mind is a friend. Our mind is the best friend when mind is with mindfulness. Mindfulness is like, in educational field, they explain the GPA. Buddhism also has explained the GPA. What is the GPA that Buddha has explained? If we can keep our attention in the present moment, That is the GPA that Buddha has recommended. Although you have a higher GPA, Buddhism doesn't say that you are a very skillful person. What is the reason? Although we have a lot of educational qualifications, we suddenly get angry. We have a lot of unwholesome thoughts in our mind. Then we are not successful because we have no real happiness. If our mind is polluted with negative feelings, then we have no real happiness even though we are rich or well educated. If we can practice little by little mindfulness using some kind of meditation techniques, keeping our mind in the present moment, that is the reason that we are happy. Therefore, little by little, try to practice a meditation technique that Buddhism has explained. Then whatever you do, if you can do it with mindfulness, it doesn't sound we forget our past or future. We can remember anything, past or future, but what is the fault? When we think something, for example, when you think your dad or your mother who passed away, as soon as you think about that person, what happens to your mind? You are sad. You may cry. What is the reason? You live in the past, yes. You are thinking about the past experience. But if a person who has enlightened, that person also can remember that incident, but he doesn't cry. What is the reason? He knows very well, now I read my mind. He doesn't live in the past. He can remember more things than who are crying. But he can't cry. What is the reason? He remember everything living in the present moment. He doesn't go to the past. Living in the present moment, he can remember anything, past or future. Memory is not the fault. What is the fault? Memory should be increased when we practice mindfulness. Memory is not the fault. Buddhism never says that you should forget your past or future. If you forget your past or future, actually it is a big mistake in your life. Some Arhantas, they remembered when they were in their mother's womb. Not only mother's womb, they could remember their previous lives more than 500 kalpas. Memory is not the fault. What is the fault? When we remember something, if our mind goes to the past and if our mind lives in the previous experience with ignorance, that is the cause of suffering. That is the reason of suffering. That is why Buddha has explained how do we overcome suffering, how we overcome ignorance. First of all, we should have good discipline in our speech and behavior. Secondly, we should train our mind living in the present moment. Third one, we have to practice wisdom. Wisdom means impermanence. What is the impermanence that Buddha has recommended? Not Buddha's recommendation, but what do you think about impermanence? What is the impermanence?
Everything.
Sorry?
Everything.
Yes, everything is impermanent. What is the meaning of impermanence? Changing. But changing and impermanence are different. Even scientists have discovered changing. It is easy to understand. Understanding of changing is easy, but understanding of impermanence is not easy. When somebody understood impermanence, he doesn't stop in the impermanence. He realizes suffering, anicca, dukkha. He understands unsatisfactoriness, suffering. Not only unsatisfactoriness, he understands anatta, egolessness, selflessness. These three things are together. These three things are interrelated. But even scientists have discovered they are changing. Have they understood dukkha and anatta? Never. After Buddha enlightened, Buddha said, Pubbe ananussutesu dhammesu chakkun udapadi jnanam udapadi. I have realized the special thing which I didn't realize before. Before Buddha went to the jungle, he realized changing. He knew old age. He understood death, sickness. From Channa, he understood Satara Peranimiti. That's the changing. Before he enlightened, actually he understood changing. But when he enlightened, what he understood? Changing? Not changing. Understanding of changing is very easy. Even scientists have discovered the changing. But impermanence is different. It is different. What is the impermanence that Buddha has explained? Until you understand impermanence, be sure that we are not the real disciples of the Buddha. Until we understand impermanence, be sure that we don't know that a Buddha appeared in the world. Impermanence that Buddha has explained, this experience. When we see something, when we hear something, we get all experience through our six senses. That experience arises and ceases at the moment. It doesn't come to present from the past. It doesn't go to future from the present. It arises and ceases at the moment. It ceases without remaining anything. When you listen in this sound, before you heard this, it was not here. After you listen in it, it doesn't remain. When you see something, when you hear something, all our experience that we get through our six senses is same. But because of ignorance, because of delusion, what happens to us? After experience, we think still it is happening. Then we can cry. We can get angry because of it. If we can understand this reality, actually not only knowledge, but we should have full confidence. We should have full mindfulness. We should have full intelligence. Even though somebody has this knowledge, if that person hasn't mindfulness, he is like just normal person. Not only knowledge, but we should have mindfulness and wisdom. Three of them are very important. Knowledge, mindfulness, and knowledge of intelligence or wisdom. These three things should be together. When we can remember anything that we have received through our senses, but we don't go to past or future. Living in the present moment, we can remember anything, past or future or present. It doesn't matter. Then for this understanding, little by little, Buddha has explained three disciplines. Trivida Siksha. First of all, we should have knowledge. And then we should have good discipline in our speech and behavior. That is Sila. The second one is Samadhi, or concentration or tranquility. Again and again, try to concentrate our mind with mindfulness. When we have mindfulness with our mind, then we have good friend. If we lost our mindfulness, be sure we have lost our best friend. Then our mind is like an enemy. Even though we live with a lot of friends or relatives, if we have no mindfulness, even though you are laughing or enjoying, actually we have no real happiness because we are with unwholesome emotions. Then Buddhism doesn't say that to get rid of all things, living at home, enjoying with our children. Actually, we can attain the bliss of liberation. That is why Buddha always has explained to improve our knowledge and discipline, concentration and wisdom. These are the things, as much as we can improve these qualities through our life, actually we don't depend on outside. Now we depend on our children, our figure, our education, our wealth. When outside things are very perfect, we are okay. When external things be complex, then we get angry, we are upset. We got upset. Then, Buddhism has explained the freedom, liberation. Liberation depends on our mind. It doesn't depend on outside. If you depend on your children's success, if you are happy when your children are success, actually it sounds that we are dependent on outside. It doesn't sound we should not mention about our children's success. We should do everything for our children's success. But finally, our success depends on our mind, our attitude, our understanding. Here, we explain 4 things: confidence or saddha, and dhamma, and satya, and wisdom. Actually, day by day, we can practice these 4 things in our life. Finally, as much as we have experience, as much as we see the result through practicing these qualities, then the confidence soars. The reason is we can see the results by practicing Dhamma through our life. If you have any question, you can ask. අපි අද සාකච්ඡා කළේ බුදුදහමේ ඉතාම වැදගත් කරුණු 4ක් ගැන. ශ්‍රද්ධාව ගැන, ධර්මය කියන්නේ මොකද්ද කියන එක, සත්‍ය කියන්නේ මොකද්ද කියන එක, ප්‍රඥාව කියන්නේ මොකද්ද කියන එක. පින්නතුනි, ශ්‍රද්ධාව කියන එක බුදුහාඳුරු ගැන, ධර්මය ගැන, සංඝයා ගැන අපට ගෞරවයක් තියෙනවා නම්, විශ්වාසයක් තියෙනවා නම්, අපට නිතරම ජීවිතේ හිතෙන්නේ මේ තෙරුවන ගැන. අපි හැමදේම කරන්නේ මේ 3ට ප්‍රමුඛත්වය දීලා. බය වෙන්නේ එහෙම කරයි කියලා අනිත් දරුවන්ගේ වැඩවල පාඩු වෙන්නේ නැහැ, රැකී ආරක්ෂාවට පරක්කු වෙලා යන්නේ නැහැ, කලින්ටත් වඩා ඉක්මනට යනවා. දැනටත් වඩා විනාඩි 5ක් හරි කලින් අවදි වෙන ශ්‍රද්ධාව තියෙන කෙනා. පින්නතුනි, මේව කරන්න අපේ ජීවිතයේ පුදුම විදිහේ බැබලීමක් ඇති වෙනවා, සතුට වැඩි වෙනවා, අපේ කුසල කර්ම ශක්තිය ඉහළටම දියුණු වෙනවා. අපේ තියෙන මානසික තියෙන දුක් පීඩා අඩු වෙනවා. අපේ ගුණ දහම එන්නම දියුණු වෙනවා. පින්නතුනි, දැන් ඔබ මෙතන බණහන ඔබගේ ළඟ ගුණ දහම රාශියක් තියෙනවා, ඔබ නොදැනුවත්වම හිටියට. පින්නතුනි, බිම වාඩි වෙන එකම ලොකු ගුණයක්. මේක හිතන්නේ අප පොඩි ගුණයක් කියලා. පින්නතුනි, ප්‍රෙසිඩන්ට් ඔබාමා ආවත් ගෙදරට ඔබ බිම වාඩි වෙනවද? නෑ නේ. ඔබ මේ ධර්මයට ගරු කළා මේ බිම වාඩි වෙන එක පින්නතුනි සසර හුඟා දිනු කරපු ගුණයක් මේක. මෙතන නිහතමානීත්වය. ගෙදරකට හාමුදුරු කෙනෙක් එනකොට අපි දෙපා සෝදලා අපි හාමුදුරු පිළිගන්නවා. ඇයි හාමුදුරන්ගේ දෙපා සෝදන්නේ? හාමුදුරන්ගේ කකුල් දෙකේ කුණු තියෙන හින්දාද? ඇයි අපි කකුල් දෙක හොදන්නේ හාමුදුරන්ගේ? සමහර අය ගෙදරට හාමුදුරු අද මම කිව්වේ පා කියලා. අද එක ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. මේ නෑ මං කිව්වේ ඇත්තෙන්ම මේ ගුණය සමහර අය මේක ට්‍රැඩිෂන් එකක් විදිහට කළාට මේකේ මීනින් එක දන්නේ නැහැ. මේක කරන්න පින්නතුනි තමන්ගේ නිහතමානීත්වය ප්‍රකාශ කරන්න. අපේ රටේ හිටිය එක ජනාධිපතිවරයෙක් මාසිකව දානයක් දුන්නාගේ ගෙදර. අප්‍රකටව කලේ. ගෙදරට හාමුදුරුවම කාටවත් දෙන්නේ නැහැ හාමුදුරන්ගේ පාසෝ දාන්නේ. එයාමයි පාසෝ දාන්නේ හාමුදුරන්ගේ. මං යන ගමන් මේ මහත්යාත් එක කියාවා. තම මහාචාර්ය කෙනෙක් තාම ජීවත් වෙන කෙනෙක්. එයාගේ ගෙදරට හාමුදුරු වැඩියට පස්සේ එයා කාටවත් දෙන්නේ නැහැ පාසෝ දාන්නේ. එයාමයි සෝදන්නේ. හාමුදුරනේ මගේ මේ මහාචාර්ය කියලා මාන්නේ තියෙන මේක නැති වෙන මම හොදන්න ඕනේ කියලා. එයාමයි හොදන්නේ. පින්නතුනි මේව කරන්න අපේ ඉහළම ක්වොලිටිස් දිනු වෙනවා. දිනු වෙනවා කියන්නේ අනිත් පැත්තෙන් මානසික පීඩා අඩු වෙනවා. දැන් අපේ තියෙන අධ්‍යාපන සුදුසුකම් නිසා, උපාධි නිසා, අපේ පෞල් පරිසරය නිසා, ධනය නිසා අපි හුඟා කැපිපෙන උත්සාහ කරනවා. මාන්නයටපත් වෙන අනිත් එක කම්පයා කරනවා. පින්නතුනි හැම වෙන්න මානසික තියෙන ලක්ෂණ නැති වෙනවා. අපේ මනස හුඟා ලක්ෂණට තියාගන්න මනස කියන එක පින්නතුනි අලුත පිපිච්ච ලස්සන සුවඳවත් මලක් වගේ නිතරම තියාගන්න. ඒකට කිසිම කෙනෙකුට හානියක් කරන්න දෙන්න එපා. දරුවෙක් විභාගයක් අසමත් උනායි කියලා හරි දරුවෙක් අසනීප උනායි කියලා හරි තමන්ගේ ඥාතිවරයෙක් මිය ගියයි කියලා හරි කිසිදු දෙයකින් තමන්ගේ මේ මනසේ හිතේ තියෙන ලස්සන නැති කරගන්න එපා. පින්නතුනි මේක තමයි අපිට තියෙන වටිනාම දේ. කැම ටිකක් අඩුණත් කමන්නේ. දැන් පිරිසක් ඉන්න තැනදී පින්නතුනි අනිත් කෙනෙකුට එක්කෙනෙකුට හරි කලින් තමන් පිඟාන දේලයට කන්න කියන්නේ. අනිත් කෙනාට වඩා ඉස්සර වෙන්න යන්න එපා. හැම දෙනෙක් මෙහි හිතන්නේ එතකොට කවුරුත් කැම කණ එක නැහැ නේ. නමුත් පින්නතුනි හැම අවස්ථාවෙදිම නිතරම අනිත් කෙනා ගැන බලන්න. අනිත්යට උපකාරයක් පිණිස ඉන්න. පින්නතුනි මේව කරන්න අපේ මනස පුදුම විදියට දියුණු වෙනවා. අපි මේ අවස්ථාව ලැබලා තියෙන පින්නතුනි නිකන් හිතන්න එපා. නිකන් සාමාන්‍ය කුසලයකින් නෙමෙයි අපි ඇවිල්ලින්නේ. අපි ඇවිල්ලින්නේ පින්නතුනි ලෝකේ ඉහළම පිනින් මේ ඇවිල්ලින්නේ. අපි මේ ලෝකෙට ඇවිල්ලින්නේ මොකටද? රැකියාවක් කළා, උපාධියක් අරගෙන ලොකු ගෙයක් හදලා දරුවෝ ටිකක් හදලා මැරිලා යන්නද? පින්නතුනි මේ ධනය, රූප සම්පත්තිය, බුද්ධිය, ඔබට විවේකී අධ්‍යාපනය ඔක්කොම මොකටද දීලා තියෙන්නේ මේ කර්මයෙන්? දීලා තියෙන පින්නතුනි හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න ධර්මයේ රකින්න. ධර්මයේ හැසිරෙන්න. මේ ධර්ම වරප්‍රසාදය ලබා දෙන්න තමයි ඔබ සසර පින් කළා, නිරෝගී සම්පත්තිය ලබලා, හොඳ දරුවෝ ලබලා, බුද්ධිය ලබලා, අධ්‍යාපනය ලබලා ඔක්කොම ලබලා තියෙන්නේ. හැබැයි මේක මනස ලෝකයට අමතක වෙනවා අපට. ඒක මතක් කරලා දෙන්නේ කවුද? මතක් කරලා දෙන්නේ කල්යාණ මිත්‍රයෝ පින්නතුනි. අන්න ඒක මතක් කරලා දීපු ගමම පින්නතුනි සමහර ජීවිතවල පුදුම විදිහේ වෙනසක් වෙනවා. මේක පින්නතුනි අපට විතරන්නේ අමතක වෙන්නේ. ඇතැම්මිට බුදු වෙන්න පෙරම් පුරපු නියත විරණගත්තු බෝධිසත්වරුන්ටත් මේක අමතක වෙනවා. කල්යාණ මිත්‍රයෝ තමයි මතක් කරලා දෙන්නේ. මේ පින්නතුන් අහලා ඇති අර රට්ටපාල සහ ජෝතිපාල සහ ගටිකාර දෙන්නගේ කතාව. කාශ්‍යප බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ කාලේ හිටිය යාළුවෝ දෙන්නගේ ගැන. ජෝතිපාල කියන අපේ ගෞතම බෝසත්යන් වහන්සේ. අර යාළුවෝ ගටිකාර උත්සාහ කළා කීප වතාවක්ම බුදුහාරණට එක්ක යන්න. මේ ජෝතිපාල කියන්නේ කාටද පින්නතුනි? අපේ ගෞතම බෝසත්යා. අන්තිමට කේසටියෙන් අල්ලන් ගියේ යන් කියලා. මේ කවුද? නිකන් කෙනෙන්නේ බුදුවරු 23 දෙනෙක්ගෙන් නියත විවරණගත්තු කෙනෙක් නෙවෙයි. සාමාන්‍ය කෙනෙක් නෙවෙයි. මේක ඉස්සලාත්ම භාවය. ඉස්සල බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ කාලේ. පින්නතුනි මේක බුදුවරුන්ටත් බෝසත්වරුන්ටත් අමතක වෙනවා. කල්යාණ මිත්‍රයෝ තමයි පස්සේ කොහොම හරි එනවා. රවුම ගහලා නමුත් පින්නතුනි අපටත් ඒ වගේ අපි හුඟා සසර පින් කරපු අය. අපි මේක දැනගත්තොත් සමහරට මේක තේරෙන්නේ අවුරුදු 7 දීම තේරෙනවා. සමහරට අවුරුදු 30 40 දී තේරෙන්නේ. සමහරට විශ්‍රාම ගියාට පස්සේ තේරෙන්නේ. සමහරට පින්නතුනි අවුරුදු 80 දී තේරලා තියෙන බක්කුල හාමුදුරුව වගේට. සමහරට තේරලා තියෙන අවුරුදු 120 දී. බුදුහාමයේ කාලේ හිටිය සෝවාන් මෙහෙණිය රාධා හාමුදුරුව අවුරුදු 120 දී තමයි බණ ඇහුවේ. එතකොට ඔක්කොම අත්හැරලා ආවා. පින්නතුනි අවුරුදු 120 දී මහාන වෙලා රෑ නිදි වරාගෙන භාවනා කළා රහත් වුණ සමහර අය. දැන් මේ පින්නතුන් කියන්නේ මම වයසයි මගේ ඇඟේ පැතේ අමාරුයි කියලා. අවුරුදු 120 දී මහාන වෙලා රෑ නිදි වරාගෙන සක්මන් කළා නිවන් දැකපුවාත් මේ සාසින්න පින්නතුනි. ඒ තරම් වටිනා අතිශය දුර්ලභ අවස්ථාවක් මේ ලැබලා තියෙන්නේ. පින්නතුනි මේ මොහොත මගේ ඇරුණොතින් ආයි හිතන්නේ අප කල්ප ගානකට මේ අවස්ථාව ලැබෙයි කියලා. ඔබේම දරුවන් ඉපදුනේ ඇයි? ඇමරිකාවට ඉගෙන ගන්නද? ඒකට විතරක් නෙවෙයි පින්නතුනි මේ ධර්මයේ ලබන්න ඒගොල්ලන් ඇතැම්මිට ඉහළ දිවි ලෝක වලින් ආපු අය. ඉපදෙනකොට බලනවා සමහරට බලන්න පුළුවන් හොඳ මව්පියන් ගැන. මේ පින්නතුන් හොඳ බුද්ධිමත් දෙමව්පියෝ ඉන්න ඒ නිසා තමයි දරුවෝ යොමු කරන්නේ. පින්නතුනි මේ ධර්මයේ ලබන්නත් එක්කයි මේ දරුවෝ මේ ලෝකෙට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා දරුවන්ට අපි මේ ධර්මය ලබා දෙන්නට ඕන. හැබැයි ඊට වඩා ඉදිරියෙන් මව් දෙමව්පියන් ධර්මයෙන් ඉදිරියෙන් ඉන්නට ඕන. ඉතින් පින්නතුනි මේ වටිනා අවස්ථාවක් මේකෙන් අපි උපරිම ප්‍රයෝජන ගනිමු. අපේ හිත හැකිතාක් අකුසලයෙන් මුදවමු. හැකිතාක් දාන සීල භාවනා කරන්න. අම්මා තාත්තා ඉන්නවනම් හැකිතාක් තමන්ගේ දෑතීම සලකන්න. ඉතින් තමන්ගේ අම්මා ගෙදර ඉඳලා ගෙදර ඉඳන් මහා පින්කුඹරක් මේක. තමන්ගේ සියලුම ගුණ දහම් දිනු වෙනවා අම්මට තාත්තට සලකනකොට. ඒක ලොකු ආශිර්වාදයක් දරුවන්ට ආදර්ශයක්. අනිත් දේ පින්නතුනේ අනිත් පැත්තෙන් හැකිතාක් පින් දහම් කරන්න. හැකිතාක් මෛත්‍රිය වඩන්න. හැකිතාක් ටිකෙන් ටික භාවනා දියුණු කරන්න උත්සාහ කරන්න. ඉතින් එහෙම කරන්ට මේ පින්නතුන් හැමදෙනාටම ශක්තිය, ධෛර්යය, වාසනාව ලැබේවා කියලා අපි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. ඉතින් අද දින විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ පින්කම කලේ මීට වසරකට කලින් මිය ගිය ජස්ටින් උපසේන පියතුමාට පුණ්‍ය අනුමෝදනා කරන්නට. ඉතින් ඔබ හුඟා සතුටට පත්වන්න දයාබර පියතුමා ඉන්න කාලේ හුඟා සැලකුවා. ඉතින් අම්මට සලකනවා. ඉතින් ඒ පියතුමා මිය ගිහිල්ලා 7 දවසෙන් පින්කම් කළා, 3 මාසෙන් පින්කම් කළා. දැන් මේ අවුරුද්දක් ගත වෙන අවස්ථාවේදී හෙට මහා දානයක් පූජා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන අවස්ථාවේ ඉතින් අද මේ රාත්‍රියේ ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණයට හුම්කන් දුන්නා. මේ රැස් කරගත් සීලෝම පුණ්‍ය ධර්මයන් ආනිසංසයෙන් ඔබ විශේෂයෙන් සිහිපත් කරන මීට වසරකට කලින් මිය ගිය ආදරණීය පියතුමා මේ පින් අනුමෝදන් වේවා. මේ පිනෙන් සුවපත් විය හැකි යම්තාක් ඥාති මිත්‍ර ආදීන් විශ්ව යම්තාක් සිටිත්නම් ඒ සියලුම ඥාති හුද මේ පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙත්වා. එයාගේ සසර ජීවිත සුවපත් කරගනිත්වා කියන ප්‍රාර්ථනාවෙන් අපි කවුරුත් මියගේ ඥාතීන්ට පුණ්‍ය අනුමෝදනා කරමු. Now we are going to transfer these merits to our beloved departed relatives. Especially you are remembering your beloved father, grandfather, Mr. Justin Upasena, and other your departed relatives. May all of them receive these merits, and by receiving these merits, may they have good life, and finally may they attain final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's transfer these merits to our beloved departed relatives. Reciting Gatha. Idam me ñāti nam hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñāti nam hotu sukita hontu. Idam me ñāti nam hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. By the power of all these merits that you accumulated at the moment, may all guardian deities and angels also receive these merits. By receiving these merits, may they keep their eye on you too. May they also attain final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's transfer these merits to guardian deities and angels too. Ākāsaṭṭhā ca bhummaṭṭhā devānāgā mahiddhikā puññantaṃ anumoditvā chiraṃ rakkhantu sāsanam. Ākāsaṭṭhā ca bhummaṭṭhā devānāgā puññantaṃ anumoditvā chiraṃ rakkhantu desanam. Ākāsaṭṭhā ca bhummaṭṭhā devānāgā mahiddhikā puññantaṃ anumoditvā chiraṃ rakkhantu tvaṃ sadā. By the power of all these merits, may you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no problems come to you. May your all wishes meet with success. May you attain final bliss of liberation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dukkham pantāca niddukkhaṃ, bhayam pantāca nibhayam, sokam pantāca nissokhaṃ, hantu sambe pipānino. Dukin pelena sat, dukin midetvā, bien pelena sat, bien neti vetvā. Sovim tevena sat, somnas vet, nitin me hema sat, suepat vetvā. May the triple gem bless you. Thero Saranai.